Hello, my name is John Schneider. When I was a kid, I used to visit my Grandma Vi in the Jersey Bayshore area, and I'd take 8mm movies of my family and their friends. In fact, I was the family filmmaker. Today I live here, but traded my film camera for video, and recently shot this tugboat in the Shrewsbury River. Welcome to Jersey Bayshore Country. Where is the Jersey Bayshore? Let's get oriented by starting with the big picture. It's somewhere in here, part of the universe, and definitely part of our world. But it's like no place I've ever experienced. And as soon as we land, I'll show you around. Hello everybody, welcome to Jersey Bayshore Country. I'm your host, John Schneider, and we're on the banks of the Shrewsbury River between Highlands, New Jersey, and Sandy Hook. And it is a beautiful day, even though it's misty, a little cool, a little cloudy. It's one of my favorite times of the year. It's the fringes of summer. It's spring, technically, not quite summer. We're still in the month of May, but it's such a great time to experience the Jersey Bayshore. There's so much to see, so much to do, and you know what? There aren't a lot of boats on the water. The fishing's great. There aren't a lot of tourists on the beach. You can walk the beach for miles, and that's exactly what we're going to do during this episode. We're going to experience what the Jersey Bayshore is like just before summer comes, which is typically Memorial Day weekend. Why it's Memorial Day weekend, I haven't a clue, because people ought to be down here right now. We're going to look at a lightning storm in Sandy Hook Bay. You're going to see an amazing lightning bolt come down, and we've frozen that on camera for you. We're also going to walk along the beach after a storm, along the Atlantic Ocean, to see what we can find. I'll tell you right now, spoiler alert, we're going to see a skate being caught. We're going to see some really cool fish and some other things that you might not recognize. And we're going to work with an organization that actually released 4 seals back into the Atlantic Ocean on Sandy Hook Beach. And we were so lucky to be there with our camera. We hope you're going to enjoy that as well. So it's a great show, lots of stuff about what it's like here when it's this kind of weather, and it is absolutely gorgeous. So first, let me show you the tugboat that's racing in from the storm to make it to port before the storm hits full force. Here it is. Here's the moon before the lightning. It was a beautiful moon, almost full. And oh, see that out there? That's Sandy Hook Bay, Sandy Hook to the right. And that's the moon again. I'm taking this shot from Inlet Cafe and Wind and Sea restaurant in Highlands, New Jersey. You can see it. It's a beautiful moon. Almost full, but not quite. There's a tugboat coming in, and it's puttering along. Lots of pictures were being taken from the riverside. People were fascinated by the tugboat, but I think they were even more fascinated by the lightning. You're going to see a few strikes here in a minute, and I'll try to freeze the frame so you can take a look at it. I love these old tugboats. They're so beautiful, you know. They've been the workhorses of the rivers for, oh, man, there it is. And watch, look at that. Isn't that cool? That is very cool. And see, people are you know, it's lightning. Thunder, and people are sitting on the river. There's the Wind and Sea over there. They're sitting there just eating, and what a beautiful night, even with lightning. Very cool. Love this tugboat. Okay, the storm is over, and now we're going to take a walk along the beach and see what things look like. Well, this is a different day, and this is walking along Sandy Hook Beach. The beaches range from a few hundred feet in width to to thousands of feet. It seems like there's some beaches where you walk forever, but there's nothing like walking along. Now, these are American oyster catchers. These are really interesting. They actually, I think, were mating when I was there. They're my favorite birds for the most part. Both the male and the females have very distinctive black and white plumage and a kind of a long, bright orange beak, as you can see. And the head and the breast are black, and the back wings and tail are kind of a grayish black. And the adults can actually be about 19 inches in length. That's the wind blowing that you're hearing. It's hard to believe, but these birds actually became locally extinct in the northeast United States during the 19th century, primarily because people were hunting them and collecting their eggs. And look, there they go. They're after each other. They're mating. And then they finally got some protection with a Migratory Bird Protection Act, and they're plentiful again. They like to stay close to coastal habitats, make their nests on the beaches of coastal islands, and feed on clams. That big beak they use is used to pry open the bivalves. And the oyster catchers, they can raise a clutch of about 2 or 3 eggs. And in the winter, they're usually found in flocks. So these are interesting birds to watch. Look at them. There's one I took in slow motion. Just so you can see the wings. They're very beautiful wings. Really nice. Beautiful. But you know, they were making all kinds of noise. It was almost like they were circling me. They were just like, I thought for a minute that they maybe had eggs somewhere on the beach and they were trying to kind of distract me from discovering their eggs, but then I saw them actually mating later, and I did not get it on videotape, probably just as well. Look how graceful they are. Very beautiful bird, the American oyster catcher. My favorite. My favorite. This is my friend Daphne. Came over to visit, and I suggested we go out together. She's all bundled up because it is May, and it's still a little cold. Not so cold that you need a coat, but probably a parka or a sweatshirt or something like that will keep you warm. This is my favorite time of the year. Look, there's New York City. And there's Sandy Hook walking along, and we just had a storm, big rainstorm, so the clouds are starting to break now, and it's going on into evening. I love the ocean because it's always changing. There's always something new to look at. If you ever have an opportunity to live on the ocean like I do, take the opportunity. Even if it's for a week or a couple of weeks or even a day where you're staying in a hotel. Look, there's a clam. It's just a shell, really. Look at those clouds. There's New York off in the distance. A lot of people fishing. I found this Z. Oh, here's a skate. It's a skate that was just caught. Cool. Look at him. He looks like a bird. Look at those birds. I don't know what they're doing. Big piece of wood just kind of drifted up and just landed right there. See stuff like that all the time. Look at it. I don't know. Look at the sand. This is like the water made these marks on the beach. Very cool, isn't it? That's looking north. little truck. And look at it, it's amazing. This truck is just, you know, right there. God knows where it came from. Some kid was playing with it somewhere. And this, I didn't know what this was. I kind of zoomed in on it real close, and then as I got up to it, I realized what it was. Do you know what it is? It's a balloon, a helium balloon. That eventually landed. Daphne's a good friend. She loves to walk along the beach like I do. You always see ships and boats and things out in the ocean. We're really blessed to be near New York City because you see that stuff all the time. Look at that sky. After a storm, sometimes the sky can kind of reclaim itself with these, you know, beautiful sunsets. There's some ships out there. I see ships out there all the time. In the dead of night, you'll have, you know, a dozen ships out there just, God knows what they're doing, fishing. There's Highlands. The Shrewsbury River is between Sandy Hook and Highlands. And Highlands is a beautiful little town. Look, there's a sandpiper. Cute little things. Listen to the wind blow. My gosh. I don't know. I guess that's a tugboat. It's just out there. There's a guy. Look, I think he caught a striper. Look at the size of that fish. There's that boat again. He's out there. I'm fascinated with boats. I love going out on my boat. There's the Twin Lights, the famous Twin Lights built in 1862. And then that's Seabright down there. This is called the North Beach. Later on in the program, I'm going to show you a whale that was swimming by North Beach here on its way south. Just a couple of weeks ago, I had the experience of watching seals being released. These are seals that were captured or hurt or injured in some way, and they were rescued and kept and nursed back to health, and now they're being released into the wild. I think you're going to enjoy this. This is Sandy Hook, New Jersey again, and I ran into a young lady that was there as a volunteer, and she explained what was going on.
I'm Emily Lytle. I'm from Fort Good River, and I drive to Brigantine every Saturday in order to volunteer at the Marine Mammal Stranding Center. And what I do is I give tours of the museum area, and I just basically tell people about the seals that we have in, and I tell them about all the things that we have in there and inform them about the things that can harm marine life and the reasons why some of the seals are in there. And I know that the average stay for the seals is 2 months, and the average cost in order to bring them back to health is $2,000.
So the guys from the Marine Mammal Stranding Center are waiting for these guys. These are, and I say guys generically, these are the people that are with the National Park Service. And before they're released, the Park Service has to kind of be there to supervise it. And
we moved down here, my wife and I, about 5 years ago, and kind of got involved very early on. There was a big problem with dolphins in the river dying, and we wanted to see if there's anything that we could do to be involved, and found out about the Marine Mammal Stranding Center down in Brigantine, and you know, just been sort of helping out in various ways ever since.
I don't want them facing each other.
You're not happy. You should be happy in about 2 minutes.
That's good. Sorry. Nah, he won't sell it over. Nah, he's good. He's good.
Okay.
Listen to him. I'm liking it.
My goodness.
And we're going to line them up together in a line. As you can tell, tag is on the right.
So they lined up all 4 seals and they let them go one at a time, and they try to entice them down to the water.
Emily, I'm going to have you open the paper.
Stand on the side. I'll show you how to open the door.
So we'll tell you when. I need one more person to open up a crate.
And you would think that the seals would see the ocean and just say yippee and then, you know, skip out there and swim away, but you know, they're a little bit hesitant. They saw me in the water, so I think that made them nervous. But then, you know, they've been fed and they've been well cared for a while, and I think they're just a little bit shocked. But you know, this one is kind of moving along. You'll see that some of them don't do it so well. You can also see a red tag on the fin, and they tag all these seals so they can track them and see where they go, so that's kind of helpful in terms of migratory pathways that they might take. See, this one wants to go back. He says, come on, I don't want to leave you guys. I've made friends here. But he's going to, or she, as the case may be, is eventually going to go back into the water. Here we go. Come on. He's battling with the bottom there. There we go. Here we go, here we go. I can almost taste it. Oh, I can smell it. That must be at home sweet home. Here we go, here we go. That's it, that's it. Now what's so funny is once the seal gets in the water, you're going to see the seal kind of turns around and kind of says either goodbye or maybe contemplates coming back. I'm not sure which. It's there. Look, it's already turning around like, really? You really want to push me out there in the deep blue sea where I'm on my own and I don't get fed 3 square meals a day? Maybe they eat more than that. I don't know. Lots of people taking pictures. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is fun. I'm home. Hooray. Of course, probably impossible to find your friends when you've been away for so long. He's looking at me like, what? Oh, listen. There we go, there we go. Oh, now we're making some headway. Look, so cute. Aren't they adorable? Here we go. Now watch. He's going to stick his head back up and look back as if to say, are you sure you want me to go? See? He's looking back like, come on, seriously. This is just like a day at the beach for us, isn't it? I'm going back home again. Well, I'm sorry, pal. Your home is right here in the Atlantic Ocean, in the Jersey Bayshore, or maybe some other place hundreds of miles away. See, sometimes you got to just tip them out because they don't want to go. Look at all the ships out there, my gosh. See, I thought the seals would like see the first seal go and they go, oh, I can do better than that. And, the next progression of releases would be subsequently easier with each release. Look at that. There we go. There you got it. Oh, look, he's all excited. I'm back. I'm home. Here I come.
I ran from my job to get here. I ran in my work logs on the beach to get down here on time because it means so much to me. That's the harbor.
That's a girl.
That's a girl.
See, this is the female seal, and she instinctively knows what to do. Nobody has to prod her. Nobody has to, put up blockades. She says, I know where I'm going. I'm a female. Good gosh. There we go. Oh, she's clever. She's very clever. Excellent, excellent work. Look, we got a couple of surfers out here. All right. This is the third. No, this is the last. This is the last seal. Look at these guys. All right, this guy wants to fight. He's not happy about leaving, and he's ready to go to war over it. Look at him. He's crazy. See, he doesn't look. He's very aggressive. That's why he was the last one to go, because I think he'd learned from the first three, but he'll fight all the way up to the last minute. He just is not, he's not a happy camper. I'm not sure whether he's being aggressive or wants to play. Look at him. What's he, I don't get what he's trying to do. He could just be a stupid seal. Look at. Oh my gosh. Come on, just get in the water and be on your way. All right, maybe I will.
My name is Allison Evans Fragale. I'm from Leonardo, New Jersey, and I'm a volunteer with the Marine Mammal Stranding Center. I'm a proud volunteer with the Marine Mammal Stranding Center. We're here today because we successfully rehabilitated 4 seals, 3 young gray seals and 1 harp seal that were from various locations in New Jersey and stayed with us at the Marine Mammal Stranding Center. And when they were well enough to be released, we brought them here. People often ask why we come to Sandy Hook to release the seals. At this time of year, it's the best location because it's closer to being north where the seals would normally be at this time of year because they do prefer the cold water.
See his little head popping out there? You should visit mmsc.org. Our final video is something I captured just a few days ago. It was a whale, a humpback whale, a black whale, with its calf. It was a mother, and it was swimming very, very close to the beach. And here it is. All right, now, this is kind of the north beach of Seabright or the south end of Sandy Hook when you first come in. Now watch there, you're gonna see a blowhole. Like there, see it? See the little spout of water? See the whale surfacing? I'm sorry the camera work isn't better. I was so excited about this. I was kind of shooting through the window, so it's I didn't want to miss anything, and as soon as I thought I had the camera focused, I'd miss it again. All right, look at that. See that blowhole? Now you're gonna see look at it. See it? Look at it. Isn't that cool? I was told it's a mother humpback whale with a baby calf. That's what I was told. Look, see it? Now you're gonna get a better shot of that whale surfacing in a little while. Okay. Now watch. It really was an amazing sight. Watch right there where that arrow is. And you'll see that, see him coming up? Wow, I get an even better shot, a closer shot of a very similar kind of action where that whale's coming up. There's the blowhole again. He was headed south, or she, I guess. The female humpback is larger than the male. And I was just surprised how close she was to the beach. I mean, there's the beach, and the whale is just, you know, like right out there, a couple of 100 feet. Pretty amazing. I kept thinking the whale would get grounded or something because it would start to swim toward shore, and I'd say, no, don't do that. I said that to myself, by the way. Look at that. See that? Again, I'm sorry that it's a little out of focus. I get a better shot here in a minute, but it was very exciting. There's the blowhole again. Very classic. You see whales once in a while. Now watch. This is a great, look at that. Isn't that amazing? Well, that's our show. I hope you enjoyed it. Next week, we're going to have a whole new episode with all kinds of adventures and things to do. I hope you'll join us. And as always, drop me a line at john-schneider@comcast.net and give me some ideas, suggestions for the show, and we'll take our camera out there, we'll take a look at it. As always, I hope you have a great time, and if you're in the Jersey Bayshore, get out and take a look at the rest of the area around where you live. And if you're not in the Jersey Bayshore, what are you waiting for? Come on down, it's gonna be great. Bye-bye.